Hi everyone, welcome back to Nirja Education. If you haven't subscribed our channel, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Today we are going to discuss the third chapter of maths, that is square and square root. In that one we are going to discuss the properties of square numbers. The introduction of this chapter already I have explained. If you haven't gone through that video, please go through that video. We will see what are the properties of the square number. So before going to the properties of square number, we will write the square of the numbers 1 to 10. So what is the square of 1? 1. The square of 2 is 4, 3, 9, 4 square 16 and 5 square, that is equal to 25. Now I am going to write the square of 6 here. 6 square is equal to 36. 7 square, that is equal to 49. 8 square 64. 9 square 81 and square of 10 is equal to 100. So using this square, we will discuss some of the properties of this square. Now we will find the unit digits of this number. What is here? 1. Here 4, 9, 6, 5, 0, 1, 4, 9, 6. So when you are considering the numbers in the unit digits of a square, you can find that some of the numbers are repeating. All the numbers from 0 to 9 are not there in this one. So what are the numbers it is there in the unit digits of this square? So I will write here 0, 1, 4, then which are the number? 5, 6, 9. So these are the numbers that can be seen in the unit digits of a square of the number. You can find 2, 3, 7, 8. All these numbers will not be there in the unit digits of a perfect square. The numbers that will be there is 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. So it will be easy for you to identify whether the given number is a perfect square or not. If the number in the unit place is 2, then without finding the square root, you can identify or you can conclude that that number is not a perfect square. If the number in the unit place is 7, then that number will also not be a perfect square. Like this way, you can find, without calculating the square root, you can find whether the number is a perfect square or not. Now the next one, you see the 4 in unit place 4. Here also in unit place the number is 4. Suppose the number is 2 or 8. Suppose the number in unit place is 2 or 8. If it is 12 or 18. If it is 22 or 28. The square of that numbers will have 4 in their unit place. I will repeat. If the numbers 2 and 8, the number is having 2 and 8 in their unit place, then the square of that numbers will have 4 in their unit place. From this you can conclude. If it is 18 also, when you are multiplying 18 multiplied by 18, 8 8s are 64. So in unit place the number will be 4. The next one, when you consider 3 here. 3 here 9 and here 7. It is 9. So 3 and 7. I will write the groups are 2 and 8. The 2 and 8 will have the numbers at the place, that is 4. And suppose you are considering 3 and 7. 3 and 7 means they are having the number at 9 in the unit place. The next one, 1 and 9. Which number is there in unit place? The square of that number will have 1 at the unit place. So 1 and 9 will have 1 at the unit place. The next, which number left? Okay, 0. See here, if 0 is there, 0. And one more thing, even numbers of zeros are there for square. If 1 0 means 2 0. In first part already I discussed, if 2 zeros means 4 zeros will be there. That means even zeros will be there in the square. And 5 means 5. 5 in place of 5 means you will get 5 and 0 0. That is also even number. So like this way it will be easy for you to find the square of a number. Next we will discuss some other properties of these squares. The next property is that the square of even numbers are always even and the odd numbers are always odd. That we will consider. I am taking one number 2. You know that this is an even number. What is the square of this number? Yes, 4. I am taking another one odd number, that is 5. What is the square of this number? Yes, 5 square is equal to 25. Again one even number, that is 6. 6 square is equal to 36. One odd number 7. 7 square is equal to 49. From this example you come to know that this property is true. That means the square of an even number is always square and the square of an odd number is always odd. Next we will go to the another property of these squares. The next property is that the number of digits in the square of a n digit number is either 2n minus 1 or 2n. I will read it again. The number of digits in the square of an n digit number is either 2n minus 1 or 2n. From this property you come to know how many digits will be there in the square of a number. I will explain this property with an example, then it will be easy for you. Consider a number 12. 12 square, you know that the square of 12 is 144. How many digits are there in this 12? 2 digits are there. That means n is equal to 2. Apply this n here. That means 2 into 2 minus 1. That means 4 minus 1 equal to 3. Otherwise 2 into 2 equal to 4. That means the square of the number, that means 144, will have 3 digits, either 3 digits or 4 digits. You know that here it is a 3 digit number. 144 is a 3 digit number. So using this property you come to know how many digits will be there in the square of the given number. The next property is that there are 2 n non-perfect square numbers are there between squares of n and n plus 1. From using this property you can find how many non-perfect squares number will be there in between two given number. That numbers should be consecutive numbers because it is given that n and n plus 1. These two numbers should be natural number. N should be natural number. We will discuss these properties using an example. I am going to take two numbers here, 6 and 7. So you have to find 6 and 7. How many non-perfect square numbers will be between the square of these two numbers? Here n is 6. So you have to find 2n, that is equal to 2 into 6 equal to 12. That means 12 non-perfect square numbers will be there in between the square of 6 and 7. You know that the square of 6 is 36 and the square of 7 is 49. So in between 36 and 49 you will get 12 non-perfect square numbers. The next property is that the square of any number other than 1 can be expressed as 3n or 3n plus 1, otherwise 4n or 4n plus 1. The n should be a natural number. We will discuss this with an example. I am going to take, already told that 1 we can't express using this property. So we will start with 2. What is the square of 2? Yes, it is 4. First we will see whether it can be expressed in the form of 3n or 3n plus 1. So 4 I can write it as 3 into 1 plus 1. Here n is 1. Already we told that 3n plus 1. So 3 multiplied by 1 plus 1. So 3 multiplied by 1, 3. 3 plus 1, that is equal to 4. And this can be expressed as 4n. That means 4 multiplied by 1, that is equal to 4. So 2 square can be expressed as 3n plus 1, or it can be expressed as 4n. I am going to take another example, that is 3 square. 3 square is equal to 9. This can be expressed as in the form of 3n. 3 multiplied by 3, you will get 9. So that is in the form of 3n, and this can be expressed in the form of 4 multiplied by 2 plus 1. 4 multiplied by 2 is equal to 8. 8 plus 1, that is equal to 9. So this is in the form of 4n plus 1. 4n plus 1. So this property is true. We come to know from this example. I will read it again. The square of any number other than 1 can be expressed as 3n or 3n plus 1 and 4n or 4n plus 1. That we concluded with the example. The next property is that the square of an odd number can be expressed as a sum of two consecutive natural numbers. I will explain once again. The square of an odd number can be expressed as a sum of two consecutive numbers. You should be clear that this one, that is the square of an odd number. I am going to take one number, that is 7. What is the square of this number? 49. This is an odd number, 7 square. Its square of this number is 49. It can be expressed as 24 plus 25. These two are consecutive numbers. 24 and 25. These two numbers are consecutive numbers. I am going to take another example, that is 9. What is the square of 9? That is equal to 81. This is also an odd number. This can also be expressed as the sum of two consecutive numbers. What are the two consecutive numbers? That is 40 and 41. So 40 plus 41, you will get 81. That means the square of any odd number can be expressed as the sum of two consecutive numbers. The next property is that if 1 is added to the product of two consecutive odd numbers, then the result is the square of the even number between them. We will explain it with an example. I am going to take two consecutive odd numbers. The 3 and 5. These are two consecutive odd numbers. You have to add 1 to the product of these numbers. So 3 5s are 15. 15 plus 1, 16. You know that 16 is the square of 4. That means 4 is the even number between these two numbers. I will explain once again. If 1 is added to the product of two consecutive odd natural numbers. So 3 and 5 are two consecutive odd numbers. You have to add 1 to the product of these numbers. That means 3 5s are 15. 15 plus 1, that is equal to 16. And you know that this is the square of the 4. 4 is the even number between these two odd numbers. The next property is like the previous one. If 1 is added to the product of two consecutive even numbers. In the previous case, we told that if 1 is added to the two consecutive odd numbers, here you have to multiply two consecutive even number. I am going to take two even numbers, that is consecutive, 2 and 4. Then you have to do the multiplication of these two numbers and you have to add 1 to the product of these numbers. That means 2 4s are 8. 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. You know that 9 is the square of 3, that is equal to 3 square. So 3 is the odd number between these two even numbers, that is 2 and 4. That is this property. This is like the previous one only. In previous one we have discussed about the two consecutive odd numbers. Here we are taking two consecutive even numbers. I hope all of you have understood the properties of these square numbers. Thank you all and have a nice day.